to get down to business? Join seasoned entrepreneur, community leader, and Army veteran Scott Shalom Klein, who will take you behind the scenes with those who work in America's small business scene and speak with leaders making an impact, creating jobs, and telling their story in entrepreneurship. So let's get down to business. On AM 560, The Answer, here's your host, Shalom Klein.
And indeed, we are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship in business. We talk all about small business here. Thrilled to kick off the program today with a really important conversation, because we know that today any leader, any business leader, needs to understand where culture is moving and how the next generation communicates, connects, and builds community. Right now, nearly 3.5 billion people across the globe are active video gamers. Yet so many traditional business leaders and marketers are completely missing out on the massive shifts happening inside immersive virtual worlds. To win in the modern landscape, leaders must step into these emerging digital frontiers with strategy, adaptability, and clear purpose. My guest today is a visionary executive who is pioneering how global brands engage with Gen Z and Gen Alpha inside the open metaverse. Matt Edelman is the CEO of Super League. Matt specializes in creating massive scale virtual experiences and empowering the creator economy across global gaming platforms. He's redefining digital marketing, entertainment, and brand building for the 21st century. Matt, welcome to Get Down to Business.
Thank you so much, Shalom. That's quite the description to live up to, but I'm ready.
This is a really important topic, and shame on us because we have not covered it as much as we should have on Get Down to Business. So excited to have you today and keep bringing you on, because nearly half of the world's population actively engages with video games today, yet so many legacy businesses still view gaming as a pastime rather than a cultural ecosystem. So what's the single biggest misconception traditional executives have about the open metaverse and the creator economy?
I'll even make it more specific, because instead of the metaverse, I'll just use video games. It really doesn't matter if you're in an open world playing or playing a mobile game, playing a game on the web. There are now games on connected TVs and, of course, PCs and consoles. And so wherever you play a video game, that is where we help brands reach you. And what really causes the most friction is most of the decision makers are, frankly, in my generation, Gen X. We didn't grow up playing online video games. We had to go to each other's houses. And so it's not a natural place to think of an audience existing and being open to brand messaging. And it also suffers from still a stereotypical view of the gamer. Whereas in today's world, there are more gamers over 50 than there are under 18.
That's fascinating. So when you look at Gen Z and Gen Alpha, again, let's focus on that. Their digital lives are deeply integrated into these platforms. So how does Super League help global brands show up authentically in these spaces without feeling intrusive or out of touch?
It's really about giving the player something of value. And so a brand has an opportunity, the way that we run our programs, to make the player experience more enjoyable, to give the player a reward for engaging with the brand, and for just making that play experience a little bit more fun, or even making an advertising experience more fun. We run playable ads. So when you're playing a mobile game and you see an ad in between levels, we'll actually let you play a game in between levels instead of having to watch a video that you're looking at the top corner to see an X so you can get out of it. And so it's definitely about tapping into the interactive joy of progressing through a game in the way that the brand shows up.
Building immersive experiences for millions of users simultaneously requires incredible technical infrastructure and clear strategic focus. What's the hardest operational challenge in managing large-scale virtual deployments for major enterprise clients?
It's the hardest part is understanding how to keep the audience engaged. Thankfully, most of the platforms where we operate cover the infrastructure complexity and cost. And those are platforms like Fortnite and Minecraft and Roblox. But even in other video game channels, the infrastructure is really paid for by the game. We have to figure out how to engage the player. And the fastest growing part of the gaming ecosystem depends upon what's called live operations. And that's like updating your YouTube channel, but inside of a game. You have to keep bringing new content to the audience you're trying to get to play. And as a result, you want a brand to sort of be part of that episodic update. And that can be daily, weekly, or maybe even a little less frequent, depending on the game.
The digital landscape is moving at a relentless pace, and that's perhaps the biggest understatement of the show today. As CEO, how do you maintain the internal discipline and clarity needed to lead Super League through rapid technological change without falling for some of the short-term hype that often pops up in our media environment?
It's a great question. And to be honest, I don't think I'm immune to falling victim to some of the short-term hype. It's very difficult to do. The most important part of being able to focus is actually focusing and staying attentive to the fundamentals of your business, and to really take stock of whether something that is a shiny object, a new shiny object, is going to fit your model and be able to work within your cost structure and contribute to the way that you generate revenue with the right margin that feeds the profitability of your business. And if a shiny new object can't fit that and you just have too many questions about it, it's probably a distraction.
Great input. I'm chatting with Matt Edelman, CEO of Super League. Matt specializes in creating massive scale virtual experiences and empowering the creator economy across global gaming platforms. And we agreed to just stick with, again, gaming, because there's so many different aspects of this. And I will say I am not the expert, but I know this is something that big businesses, small businesses alike should be mindful of and paying attention to. And I love how you are breaking it down. At the heart, Matt, of the gaming world is the creator economy. Young, independent builders that are designing their own worlds and experiences. How do you, as a corporate leader, foster a culture of decentralized creativity while maintaining high standards of execution and accountability?
The creator economy is rampant and growing across every portion of the digital ecosystem. It happens in gaming in a way that is similar to the way it happened in the past in video. So a lot of these creator economy gaming platforms you could think of in many respects as the YouTubes of gaming. And to stay kind of in your lane and to be able to create value for our partners, for a brand, or if you're a brand looking to get into this space, you really just have to honor the creator and what the creator has brought to their audience that the audience cares about. A lot of brands had a very hard time engaging with YouTube influencers when that type of influencer first became a meaningful spokesperson for a brand, because the brand wanted to control how the person spoke to their audience. And that's just not a formula for success. And so it's no different in the gaming space. You can't enter the gaming space and try to have the creator of that game alter the play experience or the value proposition to their end user. You have to be willing as a brand to play along the way that the creator wants their audience to play along.
Matt, I know so many business owners and leaders listening today probably feel a bit overwhelmed by the speed of digital transformation. So what's one practical step that they could take to start understanding and engaging with the future of consumer attention?
I think the most common theme right now that is worth paying attention to is what I call the gamified consumer. The reality that everybody under the age of 35, you could even perhaps say 40, has knowingly or unknowingly been trained to engage with content based on the concept of progression and rewards and leaderboards and status and streaks. And that runs across sports betting apps, prediction apps, fitness apps where you're trying to maintain a streak, dating apps, badges on community platforms, and of course, inside video games. If you understand that type of kind of player mindset runs across all of these content platforms, then you actually have an advantage on how you message to that, to that type of consumer. And it's just something that, we don't see enough marketing leaders or business owners taking into account.
Matt, I want to give the final word over to you. Where can we learn more about Super League and get in touch with you and your team?
Superleague.com. And you can also look for me, Matt Edelman, on LinkedIn.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you so much for coming on the program and talking about something super important. Please don't be a stranger. We'd love to have you back on, continue this conversation, because if there's one thing I can be sure of, we're not done transforming over here, and we've got a lot more to learn. So thank you so much for inspiring all us to keep learning. We're going to squeeze in a quick break here on the show, all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We will be right back. Don't touch that dial.